Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Oh, my mic was off. Órale, Cholo Trucker here, Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies out there. What is going on, man? I don't know why. It seems like I haven't talked wrestling in forever, Homs. So glad to be up in here. I'm on the road doing the trucker thing. My tag team partner Pablo should be jumping in anytime, but before he does that, let me hang on, let me get something together here. Shoot. Give me a second. All right. So, you know what, man? We all know the Bloodline story, right? I think everybody was waiting for Friday Night SmackDown to air so we can see what was going to go on. And man, they did a pretty damn good job in staying away from it. We got zero answers, not one. I think it's genius. I do, man. I think it's genius as heck. I wanted to know what was going to happen next. However, everything that they're doing with Edge, which we'll get to Edge in a few, but everything that they're doing with him, man, I don't know. It just kind of not made me forget about what's going on with the Bloodline, but just kind of like, all right, I guess I could wait another week to find out what's going on with them, I guess. But it was once it was over, once SmackDown was over, I was just kind of like, hey, that's smart, man. I wonder if it pissed anybody off. I didn't really hear many people too upset that they didn't come out. I mean, nobody was there from the Bloodline at all, man. I didn't see Jay. I didn't see the Tribal Chief. I didn't see Jimmy. And really, there was little to no talks about anything that had to do with them. It was just basically, honestly, man, SmackDown was pretty much just a show for Edge. It was made for Edge, right? I think it was in Toronto. So, curious to see now, what's going to happen at this Friday SmackDown. Hang on just a second. Let me, I definitely wanted to bring something up here. Doesn't seem like I could. It's not letting me bring it up for whatever reason. All right. Well, we'll just go on without it. Yeah, I definitely want to bring something up, but I just can't. Doesn't let me post it up. Well, all right. Nonetheless, man, or let's see. Nah, you know what? Let's just rock and roll, man. Because if not, we're just gonna waste a lot of time, a lot of dead air here. Let's not do that. So, yeah, man, I thought it was a good move by the WWE to go ahead and do that. Let everybody sit and wait for about another week. Because if you're going to do this for Edge, then, it's probably going to get overshadowed with the whole Bloodline story. So, that's That's something else. Oh, you know what? I just got to cut. Hold on. Yeah, this is really good stuff, man. You know what? My boy Pablo needs a link, man, in order to jump on here. So let me go ahead and do that. All right. So Paul should be jumping on here any second. There's a couple of things I definitely want to touch on that's going on, but I was just a little bit not blown away, but a little bit surprised on how it just kind of really went over my head, the whole bloodline story this past Friday. And really that was the big talk of what's going on right now in the WWE. But hey, look, now that leaves something for this week, right? What's up, Bessa Benny? Shouts to you out there straight out of the Rockies, Holmes. Anyway, man, let's go ahead. Let's move on. Like I said, Pablo should be jumping on here pretty soon. One of the big stories, or I don't know if it was a big story or not, but I talked about it, and that was Lacey Evans, right? Lacey Evans went ahead and she left. Now, thoughts were, hey, she's gonna go somewhere else. Now, there was a few rumors out there that, oh, she's gonna go do something sexual and seductive and everything. But in reality, it just kind of looks like she left so she could do her business. I guess she owns a coffee shop. So she wants to go ahead and focus her time on that. So, I mean, I guess, man, she was a really good wrestler. I really liked her, man. I really did. What's up, Pablo? You're muted, dog. There you go.
All right. What's up?
What's going on, man? I was just talking about Lacey Evans, that she left, and there was a lot of rumors out there on why she left. Some of the rumors were, oh, she's going triple X, but in reality, the thing is that I guess she has a coffee shop and she wants to focus her attention on that. So what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on Lacey Evans, man?
Man, this last time she came around, it didn't go too well for her, bro. I think sometimes they mess up a little bit when they drag out the introductions. I don't know if you remember, man, for like 2 months, they kept showing these army vignettes, these army videos, of her in the army before she even got there. And which is cool, but I just think they drug it on too long. And now she's gone. And yeah, all the rumors started floating around. And, a lot of people were like, it's about time we get rid of her, and whatever. A lot of people online are saying that, bro. With me, I was cool. Yeah, a lot, bro. A lot. Because it's not her fault, bro, that they weren't giving her a gimmick that could go over, right? She's a good wrestler. So, so it ends up she's opening a coffee shop and donut. It's a coffee and donut shop. And a lot of the proceeds are going to go to people who have addictions, stuff like that, veterans and stuff, which is cool. But the one thing that doesn't make sense to me is like, as a WWE wrestler, she could have brought a lot more attention to her coffee shop and everything she was doing there. She could have made it even more special as a WWE superstar. So I think maybe she's seen the writing on the wall that they're going to cut her and that cuts are coming, So I don't know. I something doesn't seem right, but either way, man, God bless her. And she's going out there spending more time with her kids and much success, man. Hopefully that coffee shop does good and takes care of our veterans and helps some people who are addicted to drugs,
Yeah, man. I always thought she was a really good wrestler. Now, one thing to me, Pablo, is that something that's way overused is, oh, they didn't use that person right.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. That is like way overused. However, in her case, yeah, man, I think they didn't use her right. I think if they build her right from the jump, when she was a sexy Southern belle,
Right.
I think it could have been a really good showdown between her and Charlotte Flair, man.
Yeah, that was a great character, bro.
Yeah.
That character right there is what got my daughter into wrestling. My
Wow.
daughter hated her and Ric Flair for what they did to Charlotte,
Yeah.
and that whole angle, man, that got my daughter into wrestling. And man, they should have kept her as a bad guy, man. I think.
Mm. Yeah, man. So that's one. Like, there's a lot of other wrestlers out there that when I bring them up, is like, oh, it's because they misused that person. And I'm like,
Yeah, you're
no,
right.
that's nah. They didn't misuse that person. Just couldn't get it. However, this one, yeah, man, because she can really throw down, and it sucks. But you know what? If is she really done with wrestling? I'll ask you that, Paul. Do we ever see her again in this promotion or any promotion?
Yeah, I could see her. I could see her popping up in AEW. Dude,
And you,
it only helps her cause, bro. It only helps
okay,
her cause, bro. She's still somebody that we would let, like, right now. I don't know if you know. I don't know if we're gonna get into this, but NXT, their ratings are so up right now, right?
right,
I don't know
right,
if you know that because of Dominic and Mommy.
yeah,
So I'm just saying, adding any little flavor to AEW, or even if she did come back to NXT, man, it just helps. It just
yeah.
helps, man. She's part of a historical storyline with Charlotte,
Mhm.
Charlotte and Ric Flair.
And I don't know. As Benny's saying, they don't use them right. I don't think they used her right. Some of the other characters, I think it's their own fault. But yeah, her, I definitely think they didn't use her right. And you know what? I don't know if people know this, man. For those that don't watch NXT, but there's quite a people from quite a few handful of people from the main roster that are down there. You got Baron Corbin. He's down at NXT.
Right.
You got oh shoot, her name was just in I could picture her, man. Well, hey, I don't she's down there too.
Oh no.
Man, what the heck was her name? Oh, Dana Brooke.
Okay.
Dana Brooke, she's down there. So there's quite a few, oh man, what's the name? Apollo Cruz, he's down there. There's quite a few people that have went back. Mustafa Ali, he's back down there.
Right. And you know what? Apollo's doing really good there, man. He just
Yeah.
couldn't make it with the big leagues with the big dogs, man.
Yeah, he just needs a little bit more character, I guess, more better mic skills, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be cool if she comes back. She's 33. I don't know. I don't know if she really has the passion for wrestling or not. I'm not really sure, but I thought she was a good wrestler, man. And I think
Definite.
I truly believe, not not overusing this, but really mean this. I really think they misused her.
Right. Right.
So,
And those the writers aren't going to hit home runs all the time.
right,
And I a lot of times I'll blame everything on Triple H, with a lot of it is him, right? He gets to
yeah,
push who gets super pushed and all that, but a lot of it's the writers, bro. They're coming up, and Triple H is like, well, I don't know. Well, okay, we'll let it go. So it's not always Triple H. Sometimes it's the writers, and sometimes it's just the superstar, bro. They cannot accomplish or get over the character that they were given to. I'm sure
yeah.
almost has been given 100 good storylines, but he just can't get it over too good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's something else, man. Hey, Paul, I heard a story today, man, and I don't really watch AEW much,
Right.
but Sting,
Right.
Sting is still kicking and screaming.
Right.
He is 64 years old.
Oh my gosh. I
He's
didn't know he was that
not.
old.
Yeah, he said he's still not retiring.
Right.
Um, What's your thoughts on Sting, Paul? Because look, personally, I never thought he was really all that great. I mean, his character is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. His character, once he went to like the dark side, kind of looking like the Crow, right? Brandon Lee from the Crow. It looked pretty cool with the black baseball bat and everything like that. But I was never like over the hill with Sting. Like, man, this is like one of the greatest of all time. Like, yeah, he was all right. But what's your thoughts on Sting? He's 64, Paul.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah, Sting. yeah, my thoughts on Sting are kind of like yours, you know. But the thing is, I think you and I were a little biased to the WWE, you know.
Okay.
Like Sting is kind of the Hulk Hogan in other promotions, you know. He's
Mhm.
kind of that guy, but to us over here, he's like, I don't see. I mean, I don't get it. I don't see him as his wrestling is that great. I guess his storyline got over with a lot of people, you know, and then he went over to WCW, you know, obviously that's where he really blew up, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, I'm 100% with you, man. That guy's still going. I know about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, I know he got injured and they thought he was done like Edge, and but he came back, man. And man, I don't really follow Sting, but I do remember when he came to the WWE finally after all these years, and Triple H buried him, bro. I was
Right.
like, oh, dude, that guy's a legend. They you know, but you know, Triple H took the chance to bury him, and you know, what are you gonna say? He's the boss's daughter at the time, right? Or the
Yeah.
boss, or whatever you call it, married to the boss's daughter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think if they didn't bury him, he might have had a good career, but hey, they weren't invested in Sting, and neither am I. You know,
Yeah, he was the son-in-law, man.
there you
So
go.
yeah, at 64, because I was just hearing today that you know, he could have had a retirement match, and you know, he's choosing not to retire. And I looked
Wow,
him up, and I'm like, dude, this guy's 60 freaking 4 years old. Like, I never thought he was that great. Okay, so his
I agree.
character may have been big to the lower promotions. Let's just call it what it is, man.
Yeah,
WCW was the highest promotion that he was a part of. Now, when he
yeah,
was in the WWE, which is the big times, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess, like you said, maybe it's because they buried him, I guess, you know. But
yeah.
even
But
then,
the fans,
he was old. He was already kind of old, man.
yeah, but even the fans weren't into him, bro. At WWE, it was like wow, but it was like, is that a genuine wow? You know what I mean? Is that a genuine
Okay.
wow, dude? Like, yeah, man. No, I totally agree with everything you're saying, bro. But again, I think we're biased to the WWE. You know,
Okay.
I really think that's it. But like the old NWA and all that stuff where Ric Flair used to be, you know, he was huge out that way, bro. He was huge out that way. But once he came to WCW, okay, whatever. And then once it came to WWE, it was like the end, bro. It's like, man, but he's still going. You got to give him credit, I guess.
Ah, man, do you? Do you really? Because
Well,
it's, yeah, I mean,
well, look at this, bro. I haven't really watched him wrestle that much, just here and
okay.
there. I usually change it when he's on.
Uh,
So, but there's other people like what's that blonde chick that came back in WWE? Not Tori Wilson, the other one, Trish.
Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus, bro.
Uh,
She is what, late 50s or something. She's still moving, dude. Just as good as Becky Lynch. You know what I mean?
okay, okay, hang on. Let me see. Daniel is saying Sting was fired in TNA. Yeah, he was in TNA for a minute.
Yes,
He was in
that's what I'm
TNA.
thinking.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, man, there was that whole debacle between him and Jeff Hardy. I believe it was at a pay-per-view that Jeff Hardy showed up all tore up, man.
Man,
He showed up
which
all
time?
high and drunk.
Which
And
time, huh?
yeah, man. Yeah. I think I believe I'm not a big TNA guy, but I believe it was even a pay-per-view main event.
Right.
And he shows up, Jeff Hardy shows up drunk and high. He can't even perform. And Sting just has to hit his finisher maneuver, pin him 1, 2, 3, and that's it, man.
Wow.
Like, it was like, wow, just sad, man. What's up, Richard? Saludos, Daniel Ortiz.
What's
But
happening?
let me challenge you a little bit on what you said right there, Paul. Because look, Sting, okay. Yeah, I agree. Sting 64. I think he's just kind of hurting his legacy now. I don't know why he doesn't retire. To me, he was never really that great. He was good, but I don't think he was really that great. Oh, let me see. Daniel is saying it was Bound of Glory. I think and it was a quick one. Yeah, I do remember that because I do remember watching. It wasn't a document. It wasn't a documentary about it, but there was some clip on it where they're looking for Jeff Hardy, and he was all tore up, man. Let's see, you
Sheesh.
say Hardy, and I want to take a shot. That ain't right, man. But okay, Paul, Trish. I think Trish is in her 40s, man.
Oh, is she? I'm sorry.
You know what? Let me look it up, man. Let me look it up. I think you're kind of aging her pretty gacho, dog.
I think she's 50s, bro.
I don't think so, man. Let me see.
Well, let me say this, bro. When her and Lita came back, Lita was horrid, bro. She was horrid in the ring, man. Horrible. So I was comparing her to Lita, and I was like, oh, man. And then the announcers are saying, oh, Lita didn't lose a step. Lita was horrible.
That was okay. Who was saying that? If I remember correctly,
It was the announcers, bro.
yeah,
I forget.
you're right. You're right. Okay, Trish is 47.
Okay.
Yeah, Trish.
Yeah, I
is
aged her,
47.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, show Spencer Trish.
Yeah, so Benny got you right here, 47. Okay,
Hey.
Paul, I'm gonna agree with you. When Lita came back, she was not good at all, man. Well,
At
I
all.
shouldn't say I shouldn't say at all, but she definitely was not what she once was. And yeah, I remember the announcers, I think it was Beth Phoenix saying, like, oh man, she looks like she hasn't lost a step. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you're right. She hasn't lost one step. She lost a few steps because
Yes.
she's not good in the ring. The whole thing with Trish Stratus to me, Paul, is I don't mind if she's there. She shouldn't be full-time a wrestler. She should be somewhat what like MVP is, right?
Uh-huh.
Like 75% manager, 25% wrestler, if you get what
Right.
I'm saying.
Right.
But
Right.
for her to be having full matches, one-on-one matches all the time, like, nah, come on, girl. Your time has passed. And that the last match that she had last week on Monday Night Raw, it was not a good one, man. It did
Yeah, I don't
not
remember it.
look good. She went up against Becky Lynch, just did not look good. A lot of pauses, a lot of slow spots, just no bueno, man.
Yeah, maybe I'm looking at it with the bias because see, I don't know if you remember, Kay, there was Trish, Lita, Stacy Keibler, all these chicks, right, back in those days.
Yeah.
And most of it was mostly, hey, showing off, you know what,
Mhm.
and acrobats and flips. It wasn't like the wrestling now. So the reason I'm giving Trish some is as wrestling has evolved, she came back, and she's doing pretty good. I think, man, she's doing pretty good as at her age. I would say 47, man. I think she's doing pretty good. But I'm gonna double check though. I don't want to stamp that because I might be biased because I think she did surprise me. Because remember the wrestling back in the day when during those times, remember you would punch somebody and the ref would be like, "Oh, you can't use your fist,"
Right.
and
right.
now it's like whatever, you could punch and do anything, So she adapted to this new style, and that's why I give her credit, bro. So
Okay, I love me some Trish Stratus, 100% Stratusfaction. What she did back in the day, she, in my opinion, needs to cool it down and try to stay away from the ring, inside of the ring, stay outside of the ring, be a character. That's cool. If you want to get involved every now and then, that's cool. But don't hurt your legacy because she has a very, very strong legacy, man.
yeah,
She's actually one of the girls that could have actually wrestled back then. Okay, so you got like all the Tori Wilsons,
Yeah.
Michelle, what's her, Candice Michelle, all those chicks.
yes,
They were just good looking, but they couldn't wrestle, man.
right.
As opposed to Trish Stratus, Lita, Chyna, Ivory, Jackie, Molly Holly, Victoria. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. I watched it just the other day. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was at, but you guys look up Trish Stratus versus Victoria, no holds bar match. damn, that was damn good, man. That was
Victoria was dope, bro.
oh
Victoria was
yeah.
great.
Oh yeah, she was awesome, man. So she was so that was a great match. Those were some of the girls that could actually wrestle. And I just saw an interview with Victoria that she did with Medusa, with what's her face? Alondra Blaze.
No way.
Yeah.
Recently? Like recently?
Yeah, it was pretty recent,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
It was pretty
You
recent.
gotta watch that one, bro. Did the belt come up?
No, because it's Victoria being interviewed by Medusa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know what? I hope to see Victoria get her flowers, man, because she was badass, man.
Heck yeah.
She was really badass. So, hey, Paul, real quick, man, we got a pay-per-view coming up in less than 2 weeks. When do you think the WWE is actually going to start promoting Payback, which is going to be September 2nd? We're less than 2 weeks away, man. I've seen little to no promotion. They have not even brought it up, to the best of my knowledge. When are they going to actually start filling this card up, man?
Man, I think soon, because I think Cena's coming back.
Yes.
So maybe Cena might be on it. Man, and then man, I know the tribal chief is not going to be there.
Right.
Brock's not going to be there.
Right.
It's going to be all about Cody and Seth, man. But they need Cena. They need Cena, man, because without the tribal chief, it might not go to the heights it should, man.
So word is that Cena is coming back next month, right? We're next month is just a few days, man. We're less than 2 weeks away from next month. So so word is that Cena is coming back. Do you think we see Cena in a full-time role? I mean, what does that mean, Paul? What does it mean? Oh, Cena's coming back. What does that mean? He's just coming back for a one-off. He's coming back for a pay-per-view.
It's at least two. It's at least two for sure.
Two,
but dude, yeah, just two. It's at least 2 dates.
2 dates.
For 2 dates. Like it's going to be SmackDown for sure, and probably the pay-per-view. But yeah, man, I wish you would come back for a little bit. That would be kind of cool. Do a little program, man. I would like to see him do a program with one of these legends, bro, instead of one of these youngsters. It would be kind of cool, man. But yeah, I don't see him coming back full time. He don't need to. He's too rich.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're in charge of creative. John Cena says, "Hey, I'm coming back." What do you have planned for one Mr. John Cena?
Randy Orton, if he's ready.
Okay, all right.
They both came in the same time, right? Maybe the same month, same week.
Yeah, they both went through OVW.
Yeah, man.
Same time.
That would be dope. I wouldn't like to see him go against Seth and lose. That would kind of suck. I want to see John Cena go out and win. I don't want him to come put somebody over, bro. Come on, we've seen that how many times?
Yeah, that's what. Oh, by the way, Monday Night Raw is in Quebec, Canada tonight, so they're still doing this Canadian run up there, man, giving them their money. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, man? For Cena to come back just to lose, it's not working, Paul.
Nope.
It's not working. It didn't really do anything. As a matter of fact, since then, for Austin Theory, he had a WrestleMania match against Cena. Since then, he's become even less relevant than what he was before he went into that match.
I agree, bro. I agree.
So, yeah, man, as far as me, Cena coming back, what do I throw him in there? Man, honestly, I'm not even really sure. Let's say Orton's not ready, Paul. What do you do? What kind of program do you put him in?
Woo, man. The super match would be Cody. That would be a super match. But
Wow.
two faces, but that's a WrestleMania match, so that's too big for this one. I don't know, man. I can't think off the top of my head, but what I see them doing is putting them up against somebody like a Waller or somebody.
Grayson Waller?
Yeah.
Is that guy working for you?
He is, bro.
Okay.
He is. He is only because comedy purposes. He's like Nakamura for me. I like Nakamura, but he's more comedy for me. Make me laugh, you know, stir it
Okay.
up. I think Grayson Waller is doing what the Miz used to do, you know,
Mm,
and I think the Miz lost a step, you know.
okay.
I think he still could be up there with the A-listers, but man, right now where they have Miz, I don't think he's being utilized as much as they could. Having Miz, whenever he's in a program with his wife and they're fighting, those are some classic moments, bro. But the way they
Mm.
have Miz right now, man, I'm not happy the way they're utilizing him.
Any chance that and Essa Benny looks like he's not really a big fan of Cena. He's saying Cena again. Look, I think Cena needs to cut his hair. That's for sure. He looks weird. I don't know if you've seen.
Amen.
He looks weird. Por
That comb
favor.
over, the comb over to the side.
Yes, yes, man, yes. Cena, go back to the buzz cut, man.
Amen.
Get the buzz cut, man. So, let me see. Rico has a lot of stories from OVW. But Richard, I'm down, dog. I'm so down for this, man. But yeah. So this pay-per-view, Paul. I watch Raw. I watch SmackDown. There's no talk about it. It's
Right.
less than 2 weeks away, Paul. We have a
Right.
pay-per-view payback, and there's really nothing on the roster. As a matter of fact, not only is there nothing on the roster, they've actually taken something away from the roster. Not that it was there to begin with, but they let it be known that the tribal chief will not be at this pay-per-view in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Are they just kind of like overlooking this?
I don't know, man. I think they know it's not one of the great ones, bro.
Okay.
I think they know that. And I remember seeing a picture of it. If not today, it was yesterday. And it seemed like most of the people who were on the picture for it were from Raw. So I hope they're not doing one of those things where it's mostly a Raw centered show. I'll still watch it. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, it seems like they're not tripping too much. It's just like, we have to do this, get it over with, make some bucks.
So are you
tribal chief not there? It's gonna be so.
So are you thinking that because word is that John Cena is coming back on a SmackDown next month. So are you
Right.
saying that he shows up September 1st on SmackDown and then shows up at Payback the very next night?
I think so because he's coming back to SmackDown when they're in Philly. So it's out that way.
You know what I said, Benny? That's exactly what I was going to ask Pablo right now. Paul, what are the chances that somebody like Cena comes back and teams up with somebody like Sami Zayn and takes on the New Day?
The New Day.
I'm sorry, not the New Day. I'm sorry, Spencer.
I'll turn off the TV. Oh man.
No, Spencer. I know Judgment Day. Judgment Day.
Man, bro.
Judgment Day, because Sammy, in some way, somehow, I don't know how, but he is somewhat beefing it with Judgment Day. So, what are the chances that Cena comes back and teams up with somebody like Sammy and they take on the Judgment Day?
That's a good possibility, man. I think that's a good possibility that he could do a tag team. Make it a little more interesting. I'm not too much into this Judgment Day versus Sammy and them.
Right.
I'm not into that too much, but I think they're both their own entities. I wish they would break them up. The Judgment Day, man, the sky's the limit for those guys, bro.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Dominic, bro. Come on. Right, Essa Benny? But yeah. What's the name of the pay-per-view again? I forget.
Payback,
yeah.
That's my point. They have not mentioned it. There's no mentions of it at all. There is no any beefs that's going on, any programs that's going on right now. Nobody has mentioned, I'll see you at Payback, or I challenge you at Payback. Nobody, Michael Cole, nobody is bringing up Payback. We're less than 2 weeks away. We are days away, man. September 2nd. I have not heard. I don't even know what match, if there's even a match that is scheduled for Payback.
Yeah, on the poster right now they got Mommy, Dominic, Finn Balor, and Damien. That's who's on the poster right now. If you go to the website,
They got
that's
the
interesting. But
Judgment Day.
Mommy's face is head center, man. I'm
That's
telling
right.
you, bro. They're
That's right.
other than the tribal chief and his crew, this is the hottest thing on TV, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Something that is scheduled, Pablo, something that is scheduled is Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 40. They already put it down.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he is scheduled that he will be at WrestleMania 40. Between now and then, what can you see for a buildup for them to put in front of Brock Lesnar that we could see a match? What match is he going to get into at WrestleMania 40?
Well, definitely by then. This is just me thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it would be the Fiend. The Fiend,
Okay.
not Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt as the Fiend, like that character. That would be kind of dope. I know you're not into Bray, but I'm just thinking like, what would not be boring, bro? What haven't we seen? We've seen him almost. We've seen him with everybody else. I think it's time for something fresh, and that would be a fresh angle.
Okay. All right. That's a Benny saying that you got a trumpet like the New Day, Paul.
Orale. I can't stand the New Day, fellas. Man.
Pablo, I will say this, man. If he's back, which I believe he should be back by then, there was that big match that he had with Randy Orton at a SummerSlam quite a few years ago.
Who's that? Bray?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay.
So I could probably see them doing that.
Yeah.
For them to say that he is booked for WrestleMania 40, there's a lot of things that can happen between now and then. So, they had already said and they had promised that we're never going to see Brock Lesnar versus the tribal chief again. But,
right.
They break and bend and, they make their own rules, man. I think it'll be a debacle if they do that. I think we'll probably see him versus Seth before we see him versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean we've been there, done that. There's no need for that no more. I think.
Right.
I mean, do you really? Brock's a little older than Roman. Do we really want to see Brock with the title? I mean, not really, right? I think we got some new stuff going on.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. So we'll see what happens with Brock Lesnar. But it just it broke down, I think, today or yesterday that he is penciled in for WrestleMania 40. So he will be there.
That probably means he'll be at Royal Rumble too then. Probably.
It could be. Do you think he'll be in the Royal Rumble?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's when the buildup usually starts, right around Royal Rumble and for WrestleMania.
Should they throw him in the Royal Rumble, Paul?
Man, sure.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to win it, but should they throw him in the Royal Rumble match?
Definitely, and gets thrown out by whoever he's going to fight.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's definitely an angle. That's definitely something to push. Yeah.
Please, Triple H, if you're listening, please do not put him up against Austin Theory. Please. Hey, we need a Brock Lesnar win too, bro. How many times can you go to a pay-per-view and lose, bro? I know he's about the money, bro, but like I said, we want to believe it. We want to believe that he has a chance of winning,
Right. Yeah, man. Maybe before WrestleMania, maybe he can have maybe a match or two, and he can, rack in a couple of wins. So,
yep.
So yeah, looks like Kevin Owens is healthy again, man. So
Oh no.
yeah, which I like Kevin Owens, but he needs to go solo. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, Sammy's holding him back. But hey, Pablo, let's talk a little bit about the rated R superstar Edge. He
Yes.
was at SmackDown. There was little to no talks about what's going on with the bloodline. I thought they did a pretty good job in making not people forget, but it's like, okay, they made it all about Edge. I had got word earlier last week that Edge is not going to retire, that was not going to
Mm.
be his last match, that he is not going to retire. However, after that match, he picked up the mic once the cameras were off. I seen the footage,
Yeah.
and he basically said, that's it for him. He's not going to be able to perform for you guys. Now that could go many different ways, Paul. That could just mean he's not going to perform there in Canada, in Toronto anymore. It could go many different ways. One is just assuming like, oh, okay, so he is retiring. Rumor has it, man, that look, he might be heading over to AEW.
That'd be
Um,
dope.
what's your thoughts?
That'd be dope, man. That'd be dope. And I think the way I heard it when he was talking, it seemed like he was saying, we come around here, we do this Canada tour once a year. I mean, they pop in more than that. But when they do this whole Canada tour once a year, he's like, I can't make it another year. Like, that's the way I took it. Like, he's still going to do a few fights. But what I heard also is that was his last contracted fight. I don't know
Right,
if you heard that. So
right.
his
With the
last one that he's
WWE.
contracted, yeah, WWE.
Mm.
So man, if he went to AEW, it would be dope. Only because I would like to see him and Christian together again. But man, I would have loved to see that match though in WWE though. Go back. It doesn't mean as much to me as in AEW, but anywhere Edge goes, dude, all these legends, even Cena, kind of bores me nowadays. But I would rather have them there than not. You know, to look back on all the memories that they gave us. So Edge is great though, man.
When you brought up like, hey, you know what, I would rather see those two guys get back together, whether against each other or whatever, back in WWE as opposed to another promotion. It just reminded me the huge match that Hogan and Warrior had at WrestleMania 6.
Yes.
They went off, both of them went off to WCW and had one of the worst matches ever.
Mm-hmm.
They met up against one another. They tried to rebuild it like, oh man, these two met,
Right.
in one of the biggest matches of all time. They went and dropped a complete dud,
Yeah.
a complete dud at WCW.
Right.
And me being a WWE guy, I was like, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad.
See, at the time when the Monday Night Wars were going on,
Yeah.
to me they were both the same because it's basically WWE over there. Like to me,
Right.
I was watching them both because they were kind of the same. They were the same stars I always loved.
Yeah.
So I was
Nitro.
like both of them.
Yeah. Monday Night Nitro.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It
And
was
what
good.
about what? Who's another guy that I'm amazed got over, bro, in his old age?
Who's that?
DDP.
Yeah. I think he started when he was 35.
Right, and he got over. He became champion, bro. But that guy always bored me. He's a great man, but he always bored me. I just trip out that, man, he got such a following behind him. That was a trip.
There's there's a lot of guys that have a pretty good fan base, but I just never really got it, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you. He's one of them. Shout outs to him. He does a lot of great work.
Heck yeah.
I mean, heck, he saved quite a few people's lives in the business. So definitely got to give him that, man. But yeah,
Yep.
he was, to me, I don't know. He was never really that great of a wrestler, but
Right.
definitely guys there. But hey, going back to Edge, Yeah, I think people are kind of mistaking what he said. You know, they're like, oh, so he is retiring. No, he said he can't do it for them. You know, he's talking to the Toronto fan base. So, and if that's his last contracted match, his contract does not expire till October. So he could just sit back. He could make a few appearances. He doesn't necessarily have to be in a match, but his contract ends in October, which isn't too far away. So it's not like, you know, he needs to sit on his hands for a long time. But I thought it was a good match that he had with Sheamus, man. If that's the
Yeah.
last time we see him in the ring at WWE, you satisfied with that, Paul?
Yeah, man, I am because man, Sheamus, man, he's a good performer, bro.
Yes.
When I thought for sure, because if he's going out, he's going to put Sheamus over. But I think it was Sheamus's way of honoring Edge and the people of Toronto, man. I'm glad the Edge took the win. It was a pretty good fight, man. It was a trip to see the Glamazon in the audience actually looking like a normal woman, instead of all that freaky makeup. That was cool. That was cool, man.
They did way too much for that not to be his last match.
Yeah.
Having all the superstars in the back saying how much they appreciated him, how much they looked up to him, all that stuff, man. His wife, his daughters being there. I'm like, wait a second. And this guy's not retiring? This is something else, man. Oh, they're just celebrating his 25 year. And I'm like, man, this is like way above and beyond though, man.
Right.
Until I saw when he said, I can't, this is the last time I want to perform for you guys. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I started hearing the AEW rumors. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's starting to make a little bit more sense to me. So he's probably done here. So
Yes.
yeah, I do believe he moves on, man.
Yeah, that would be kind of dope, bro. That would be kind of dope.
Were you a big Edge guy?
You know what? I was okay. I wasn't. You got at the time. If the time when Edge was doing the ladders and chairs and all that stuff with Christian, I wouldn't call him an A-lister, bro. I don't think he was an A-lister. I think he was like maybe an A- B+, because that's the time when all these guys were here, like Kurt Angle and them were hot. Brock was hot. Eddie, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he wasn't like huge. So he's huge now because his longevity, bro. But don't get me wrong, he was huge for the tag team, but he wasn't huge as a single, But I still remember my best Edge moment when he fought Kurt Angle for the hair match. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Kurt Angle lost his hair, then he came back the next week, it grew back.
Yeah, he wore a wig for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope, man.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Pablo, now let's talk about the bloodline. Let's talk about Jey Uso. They completely skipped it this past week. I think everybody was waiting to see, okay, what happens? And they did the whole Edge thing, which was cool. It was good. So they just kind of pushed the bloodline story back. So I think now everybody's going to be anticipating this Friday. Jay apparently has been seen with one of his younger cousins, I guess, at another wrestling promotion, or that his younger cousin is with another promotion, like a low tier promotion, and he's taking pictures with him and all. What's up, man? Between when he said that he's done to now, any thoughts on Jay? Is he done? Anything new that has come to your mind? What goes on with the bloodline and all?
Well, regarding Jey Uso, now I believe it's a work that he's not really leaving, because they went on. If you watched after he quit, right? And then on the Monday after on Raw, man, they were talking about, oh, Jey Uso quit. If he really quit, bro, they're not going to build it up so he could go to a competitor, When somebody quits, they kind of like either bash them or go silent. you know. So I don't. No way. It's a work, bro. Has to be a work.
Okay. All right. So when do you think we see it? Do you think we see him back this Friday?
Nah, I think it's gonna be. I think he's gonna have a little time off, man. I think he might be gone for a while to really let it sink in. I think we'll start seeing Jimmy and Solo. Maybe have Solo do a turn. Start working on that. They got a couple of ways they could go, bro. But a lot of people are not happy with the way it turned out. Not Jey Uso quitting, but the way the whole Jimmy and Jay thing. People were not happy with that storyline because they said it made no sense, right? So a lot of people weren't happy, and it's good they took a week off, bro. They didn't need to be there this week because Edge had it covered. As far as I know, the ratings were still high. So I think well-deserved day off for them, man.
You know what, Paul? I didn't think about it like that, man. I was okay with it, but honestly, I think it's genius. I think it's so much better that they took a week off of that story. It's like, you know what? What's the update of the story? Nothing. We're taking a week off. We're going to honor Edge, 25 years, and this, his contract's coming to an end. And I think they did a beautiful job in that, man. Now come this Friday, they got to do something. Does Jay necessarily have to be there? No, I don't think he does. I don't think the tribal chief is going to be there either. I do think we see Jimmy. I do think we see Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I do think we see Solo. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I know what they're going to do, bro. They're going to do, you know how this whole thing, where's Jay? Where's Jay? Where's Jay? It's going to be the same storyline they already did, except they're going to put Jimmy. Where's Jimmy? Where does Jimmy stand? You know what I mean?
Right.
Where does Jimmy stand? And they're going to do the same story that we just heard with Jay, and and then out of nowhere at one of these pay-per-views, maybe a month or the next pay-per-view, Jay's going to pop out and kick somebody in the head, and he's going to be back.
Is he going to be back at Payback?
I don't think so, man.
Wow,
this is just my feeling. I haven't heard nothing, right?
Yeah.
But I really believe he's going to be gone for a pay-per-view or two. I've been wrong before all the time, right? But this one, I really believe they're going to milk it for a while, and maybe he has some time off, bro. Who knows?
Wow, man. Wow. Okay. All right. Does that hurt SmackDown? If you're not going to have Roman Reigns and you're not going to have Jay, does it hurt SmackDown?
I think so. Well, not Jay. Not having Jay, that doesn't hurt. Because you got Jimmy, you got Solo, you got Paul. I think other than Roman Reigns, people want to hear from Paul, right? That's what I think. They want to hear from Paul. They want to hear from Roman. So I think people will still tune in. But without Roman, it always hurts. It always hurts, bro. If they start going to the same storyline again, man, this thing could go down, bro. Wow. I think it's time for Solo. And then hopefully they'll go through with those plans. If it's true, Rikishi being the ref, for his sons, that would be kind of dope too.
Okay. I don't know if anybody has seen this. There's a picture out there. Rikishi shaved his head. It looks so weird. It's freaking me out, Holmes.
No way. I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, dog. If nobody has seen it, look, man, prepare yourselves. Because it looks freakishly weird. He's completely bald, man. I don't know, Pablo. It's not Rikishi to me anymore, homie. I couldn't recognize the guy.
Oh man, he messed up.
The hair was huge, man. Like it was that was Rikishi, man.
Right.
The hair. He's completely bald. I didn't recognize him until they said, "Oh, it's Rikishi." I'm like, "That's Rikishi." I'm like, "That looks weird."
Wow.
Let me see if I can pull it up here, man. Let me see.
Man, that's another one. Definitely Rikishi is a Hall of Famer, but he was never in the A crowd either, He was never like an Austin or Angle,
No.
or an Eddie or a Brock. But he was up there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah, no, he never was, man. He even went heel. If anybody remembers, he was a heel for a while.
Yep.
So let me see. I'm seeing pictures. I gotta. Okay. See if I could. Damn, I can't find one of his. It's a picture that I saw of him. I forgot alongside with whom, but yeah, he's bald. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just my computer acting up here or what, man. Yeah, I can't find one, but
Have it ready for next week.
all right, yeah, I'll do that next week, man. But either way, look, he shaved his head, man, and it just looks weird, man. It just looks off, man. Let me see. Crossface chicken wing never made sense. Bob Backlund was tripping. Actually, I've done that move. That move hurts, man. That move really, really hurts. The crossface chicken wing, that move really hurts. You know what move doesn't really make too sense to me, Paul?
What?
The stunner.
Oh.
I mean, what? I don't get it. So what is that supposed to hurt? Your throat?
Yeah. Well, you're hitting your,
I'm asking. I really don't know. Is that it's like I understand the kick to the stomach. That's just to set it up. And then you grab the guy's head and his chin is on your shoulder. And then you drop to your ass. Is that supposed to be like your chin? Okay, so like your chin is basically absorbing the collision of your shoulder?
Right. I think it would just be like a rattling of the head, of the brain, bro. I don't know, man. Or the, one I used to like, man, was the DDT by Jake the Snake. That was a pretty slick one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was great, man. Let me see. The stunner rings the chin on his shoulder and bam, KO.
Bam.
Hey, hey, feed him the tube. I like the way you painted that picture, man. That is too damn good. The stunner rings the chin on the shoulder and bam, knockout, Holmes. Yeah. I mean, there you go, man. You can't argue with that. Anyway, hey, Pablo, anything else, man, before we call it, big dog? Paul, you there? Órale, I don't know if Pablo got offended because I was laughing or something. Hopefully he didn't think I was laughing at him. But Pablo, if you could hear me, big dog, we're about to wrap it up. Chime in if you can. If you cannot, Wrestling Rehab, shout outs to all the junkies, man. You know what? We do got to do, we do got to talk about some finisher maneuvers. That's for sure. We also got to talk about managers. And we'll definitely get into that. I think we'll do maneuvers first, finishing maneuvers, because that is something near and dear in my heart. And something that I did love once upon a time. There's not too many great ones today, but managers. Oh, man, managers used to be the thing, man. But with that, I don't know what happened to my boy Pablo. He just went silent. But, hey, shout-outs to all the junkies out there. Cholo Trucker, Wrestling Rehab. Let me see if I could get no, yeah, I don't know what's up with Pablo. Anyway, you guys go check him out on the LA Times. Shout out to all the junkies, Cholo Trucker, Pablo from the LA Times, Wrestling Rehab. Catch you guys on next one.
Take this home and I'll take off. And